Hello, Oliver, YouTube here. And after eating a very spicy bowl of kimchi soup with meatballs, I have come to quite the conclusion today. If you're anything like me, you've spent a long time at this point, trying to read books and talk to smart people and be smart and engage in the world around you to try and find the golden nugget of life that supercharges it and makes it amazing and gives it that golden purpose. Weirdly, I have not seen it yet. I'm here to say that's because it doesn't exist. There is actually no secret to anything, especially life, and there's no insane discovery that I'm missing or that you're missing, and there's no cybernetic enhancement of knowledge that's going to make life this grandiose thing and make it freaking epic. Life is simply what it is. I'd be one of the lucky people if I were to turn back the dial in time and just stick to Instagram and video games. I'd be a normal person who could just float through life like an eagle in the wind. And now, is it very possible that I have too much time on my hands? Yes, it is extremely possible I have too much time on my hands, but that's what college is for. But even as a person who's a student in the workforce, a self-proclaimed hobbyist, I still have, some would say, too much time for sitting there and existentializing. I've made it a point in my life to engage, to be a person who works hard at my duties, whether that's work, school, whatever. And then I also work very efficiently at these things, so I can be free to do whatever I want. But whenever I have time to do whatever I want, that quickly devolves into existential dread. Now, I wouldn't say I'm a nihilist. In fact, I definitely don't want to be a nihilist. I don't like nihilism. I would like to think I'm a relatively happy person. I enjoy simplicity, but it's like there's a scratching at the back of my head, like there's a cat locked in a closet back there. Something that there's something missing. There's something grander, some hidden meaning that I haven't been able to, just lay down like I'm in The Great Gatsby. And maybe this mystery, rather than what I thought was holding me back, is something to be quite excited about and something to really think about. I'd imagine I'm not unique in thinking this. I think a lot of Generation Z fall under functioning dread addict. And whether it's the internet, disconnection from family, work, constant, stimulation from social media, video games, and the second you leave that womb, there's a lot of places where blame for this dread could be placed. But the point of this is not to do that. You've heard it time and time again. Oh, it's the phone. Oh, it's the video game. It's the dopamine, guys. But I'm here to propose something that goes far beyond that. I'm here to propose you're thinking too hard and you're too intelligent for your own good. Just a thought experiment. Was our brain made to be this smart, to absorb the sheer amount of politics, culture, world, books, food, health, which Disney character you are based on your star sign? Seems a little bit far beyond what our brain was really designed to do and process in terms of evolution. We developed that logical processing ability and these big old melons in our head for some reason. Maybe because we started cooking food, which is just like pre-digesting it, which made our digestive system shrink. And so our body's like, hey, more energy. Let's make a big old brain. All this to say, our brains did not come here to look for some grand meaning. It was usually given to us by sheer survival, but now we are made to find this meaning within the grand scheme of life that we aren't really fighting to survive too hard in. We're designed to survive, to process things at a top-down level rather than from the bottom up. Most animals think from the bottom up with their digestive systems, their hormones coming first, but we don't have to worry about that garbage because we're self-enlightened products of liberalism. While it's an amazing thing to grasp that wheel of liberalism and drive that car with the power of the French behind you, this can also cause almost an issue because when you start driving yourself, you start to wonder where you're going, why you're even driving the car at all. If it sounds like I'm rambling or if I'm making no sense, you would be correct. But at the same time, I would like to be a little bit clear about what I'm putting down here. We will never find the meaning of our grand lives by trying to find it. A dog licking a chew toy full of peanut butter. We're always going to get a little flavor, but we're never going to get that full lick. There's a good truth in this that I like to fall on like a giant teddy bear. We were made to participate in the world, and that is the meaning of life, point blank, period. Whether that's through work, social life, YouTube, social media, whatever. It's why we're drawn to things like TikTok and Reddit in the first place. It gives us that connection to the world and what's going on that we're wired to crave and look for, that really grounds us in what is. Meaning in life is to live. The meaning of life is to live life. Whoa! And while I believe everyone will have their own perspective on this, I don't expect you to subscribe to this, which is fine. Everyone should have their own ideas and develop their own. To live life is just to participate in what you're given, whether that's, friends, a job, hobby, preferably a combination of those things and more. As animals, we're not meant to sit there and wonder what the point of all of it is. That's a new luxury that's we're starting to go a little too hard on. We were built to participate in everything that piques our fancy, and that's the thing that makes life, and especially humans, so fascinating and incredible. We have the ability to use our animalistic curiosity to build and do amazing things with our skills. And even on the other end of the spectrum, if you choose to be the simplistic guy who works his job and goes home and lives his small life, that is also using your curiosity to find what's best for you. And boom, that's what we call meaning. It's the whole not participating issue, which I think is causing a lot of our problems in the world, especially those modern ones, mental health and physical health issues. It's those who don't participate in what's around them, what's provided to them, and they retreat into the ugly recesses of doom scrolling, junk food, all that stuff, drugs. Now, I'm not against those things. I love junk food. I love video games, but there's a big difference between active participation and completely mindless participation or avoidant participation. There is a massive difference between hanging out with a buddy and getting a Big Mac and then doing it every night because you don't want to actually cook your food ever. That's called not participating in being a human and what you're given. To be human is to participate in what's around you and not do it avoidantly. And I really hope that makes any sense in the slightest, because I think thinking about things in that manner of active participation as a human can really help you recoup in those rough times, the dark nights of the soul in your mother's basement. Now, if you're totally lost, maybe just jump into something new. Find that active participation. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a hobby, maybe it's a person. But involvement in the faculties that you're given, no matter how dreary or scary or lame or boring it might be, is what makes you different from farm animals, is that you, my friend, are human and you have options galore, the beautiful ability to choose where to involve yourself. Whether those options are a gift or a total curse, I don't know. But the fact is, even doing nothing can be done with active engagement and make the act of doing nothing rewarding. That in itself can give you meaning. Doing things that maybe sound stale or hard might be the most engaging things for you. Engage your senses as well as you really can when you're doing things and really feel that sense of being alive. And that, my friend, is meaning sitting on your doorstep. Now, I think there's a large portion of the internet that's taken this and made it a hardcore workout themed grind edit where everything has to suck and things should be totally terrible all the time. And that's why life is awesome somehow. The idea of things sucking in the first place is purely perspective. Things being hard is purely an impression based on previous experience. The idea of these hard things requiring grit, willpower, and that's how you're gonna become awesome and get a million girlfriends. I just see that's wrong. Things are fun. And it's not that doing these hard things, like going on a run, is inherently fun, but the engagement with the world that scratches that curiosity itch that your brain has is what's fun. What happens if I go on that run? What happens if I do it every day? What happens if I write a book? What happens if I eat 12 Big Macs in 5 minutes? That's where most of the nihilism and the really disparaged people hurt the most. It was never about the point. It was about the action itself being the point instead of the point being the point, which is to engage. Things really start to hurt when we can't exercise who we are. Maybe we've pushed it away, or maybe we just can't figure out how to do it. And we are compelled, or so we think we're compelled, to a life of boredom and pain. You just allow yourself that slightest bit of curiosity, that slightest bit of that voice in the back of your head being like, hey, we should do this. And before you shut yourself down, deny the self-denial itself. Being curious can really hurt. But that's a good thing, because if it does actually hurt, you're going to learn, evaluate, and know where to step next. Other side is that it might not hurt and it might be really awesome. But what do I know? What do I know? I'm sitting here in my room, didn't do my laundry, now I'm talking in webcam. But maybe that's the point.